what I've got over here. All right. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take some black primer, get her shook up, and we're going to put a black primer down. I know that the next step's going to be a gloss black, but I still want to build a primer base just to make sure everything bonds properly. The lure is scuffed with a maroon scuffing pad. But I still want to put a black primer down to, like I said, make sure everything bonds right, everything lays down good. And this particular black primer does a really good job of filling in any little micro scratches and stuff like that, little defects. It just helps really smooth out the blank really good. Like I said, I don't know if any of this is going to work or not, but we're going to try it. We're going to attempt it. I do think it can be done. Just not sure if I'm going to be able to do it or not. So, the only way to find out is to try it and see. So we got a good coverage. With this particular primer, you do want to go over it twice. That's why I went back over it. It does give a really good matted black primer finish. Nice solid black. We will give it a little bit of time to dry. And we are going to put a little bit of a heat over it just to help warm it up. I ain't flashing it or nothing like that with the heat. It's just to help warm it up, to help it dry a little bit quicker. We're not going to come right back over it. I'm actually going to give it a little bit of time. So there will be starts and stops within this video. And that's going to be giving it a little bit extra time just to cure, or not necessarily cure, but to dry. Because I want to make sure every step of this is done properly. But what we'll be coming back with will be a gloss black, and this is all Clad products. And once we do the gloss black, let me find it here. Then we'll come back on the gloss black with this all clad chrome. We'll do a good coverage with that and then we'll let everything cure and do everything it needs to. We're going to do two different lures, so I'm going to get another one done up like this as well. But one will be then finished out with the all clad gloss clear coat, and then one will be finished out with the all clad aqua gloss clear coat. And then once them clear coats are dry, we're going to do my standard clear coat on top of that. So y'all stay tuned. Like I said, there will be skips in this video. Normally there's not, but that is only for drying time. So when we come back, you're going to see two lures, and we'll be going with it. All right, now as promised, we got two of them. Movie magic. Now all this is a black primer, just a standard black primer by All Clad. So it's not nothing that's like some special stuff or anything like that. It's all gonna be within the same company. So the next thing we're going to put on is going to be the gloss black. This is a base color. This is not a primer. I have not even opened this bottle, so we're going to try it first together. If I have to reduce it, I don't have any All Clad reducer, but I do have some solvent reducers, because this is all solvent based paint. I might not have to reduce it. Looks good and thin, so that's good, I hope. Like I said, we'll find out together. Oh yeah, that's good and thin. Set that there. We'll set that over here so we don't dump it. of gloss black. It does go very, very far as usage wise. And make sure apply 2 light to moderate coats. Alright, now so this says apply 2 light coats. For best results, allow paint to dry overnight. Finger marks, be aware, finger marks on the base coat will appear in the final finish. Apply light coats of polished aluminum, chrome, stainless steel, gold, titanium, or airframe aluminum. So that is what this is meant for. This is to do the chroming and the metallics and everything like that. So we got them done up. We are going to allow them, per their recommendation, to dry overnight. So we're going to set these in a nice safe spot. And once they're dry, we will put the next layer on. So see y'all soon. Again, that's a beautiful gloss black. So, fingers crossed, y'all. Fingers crossed. All right. Well, it's the next day, everybody. So this black has had, let me zoom in a little bit, has had 24 hours to dry. Now, one thing I do know about this chrome process, let me zoom out, is everything needs to be smooth as you work your way through. So if you see on these lures, you see that little bit of roughness going on there? You can't really feel it. It's very, very faint. But that needs to be smoothed out. So what we're going to do, since one's going to be done with the aqua gloss, and one will be done with the gloss clear coat, I'm trying to debate. I'm actually kind of doing it right now as I'm talking. Because this one has... It doesn't have a dry time. This one here, it has a 1 hour dry time. I do think for the sake of... I don't know. Like I said, I don't edit anything. I think we're going to go ahead and do one with a aqua gloss, one with the gloss clear coat. What I'm getting at is I'm going to have to put a coating on this. And not everyone, if everyone was using automotive clear coat, I would just take my automotive clear coat and I would clear coat this gloss black. Make sure it's nice and smooth, let it dry, and then continue on. Because what we got to do is we have to put a layer on top of this gloss black to make sure it's smooth. With it being slightly textured, you're going to see that in the chrome finish. So we have to keep the gloss black while smoothing the surface. So I do think we're going to do one with the aqua and one with the gloss. We'll put a piece of tape. We'll do this here. A little piece of tape on the aqua. Yeah, never mind me. I get a little strange sometimes. And I'll put a little piece of tape right there. That way we know them two go together. So let's move this stuff to the side. We're going to do these two first. Now, as you noticed, and I'm sure you've already gathered, the chrome will not be a fast process. Now, you see we got some little fuzzies sticking on there. You will want to make sure it's as clean as you can get it.
And the reason I'm not sanding or anything like that to smooth it out, because I don't want any scratch marks no more than what we have to on this. So I'm going to get the airbrush loaded up with some of this. We're going to put a coat on there. Now this says to apply the gloss clear coat over matte paints to provide an ultra smooth surface for decals. Spray 1 to 2 medium coats at 20 to 25 psi. Allow to dry for 1 hour. Clean spray equipment with Alclad airbrush cleaner. So once we spray this on there, in an hour, we'll be able to continue on with this one. Do not allow... I do think we're going to wind up getting a decent result with this, though. It's kind of what it's made for. It doesn't give me a dry time. So this might dry a little faster. We'll have to find out. But, so that says 20 to 25 psi. Okay, we'll get it opened up here. Get our little eyedropper. And like I said, if this doesn't work out, don't think I'm giving up. This might become a multi-series if we don't get it right the first time. We'll just have to wait and see. All right. Give that just a moment. We're waiting just a second because this does say apply 1 to 2 medium coats. I am going to put a little extra in my airbrush just to make sure I don't run out. I can always pour it back in since it's not a two-part. Alright, let's do our second coat. Back into the bottle. That one will need an hour before we can mess with it. Hopefully at the end of that hour it smooths out everything once it cures. Has a little bit of a ripple to it now. Like I said, this is my first time doing all this, so this might be something that we have to try again later. We'll just have to try it, find out, and go on from there. It's all trial and error. I'm learning as y'all are watching. So don't think I have done this stuff off camera. Don't think I have practiced with it or anything like that, because I haven't. I want to make sure that everything y'all see is 100% real. I want to make sure that as I make mistakes, that you see the mistakes. And as I succeed, that you see the success. I'm not perfect, and I don't try to be. And I think sometimes the fact that people don't get to see the failures, it might give you a false sense into thinking, well, I just can't get it because so-and-so gets it right every time and I don't understand. Well, now you can see that it's not always gotten right the first time. Turn my air pressure up a little bit. All right. Now, this is for sealing the chrome or high shine. Do not thin, do not shake. Don't allow it to dry in hairbrush. The chrome, we will need to let it dry for 6 hours before this goes on it later on. Apply 1 to 2 medium coats at 15 to 20 psi. Do not apply heavy coats to avoid sagging. It may also be used as a primer on bare plastic. That's pretty cool. Turn my air pressure down. That ought to be good. That's going to be in it. I could probably wipe this back off. I think that's going to be a good learning lesson for me and all y'all as to what happens if you get something in it or if you touch it. I'm going to let that dry a second. Because you can see where I wiped that hair off there. I'm just going to hit it with some air. Really? My dog must have come in here and shook off. Oh well. least have a couple areas to see how much it goes through. Now that went a long way. I didn't use near as much of that as I did of the clear coat. So now we just gotta let that dry. So we're going to let them dry and see how they turn out. We know this one's going to have 2 spots in it for sure. This one, I don't think anything got in it, but we're going to see if that little bit of roughness and dimpling, what it's going to do. Like I said, we're going to figure this out together. We're going to succeed or fail together. So we're going to give these an hour, and in an hour we'll be back and we'll get the chrome put down on it. All right, welcome back everybody. Well, we got these good and dry. This is the one done with the solvent base. This is the one done with the aqua gloss. They seem pretty smooth. Everything's nice and dry. So now we have, let me zoom in, the Alclad Chrome. So the directions on this one are: shake thoroughly before use, do not thin, spray light coats 12 to 15 psi, prime surfaces with the Alclad Gloss Black base or the clear base, which we've already done that. It may be sealed, the finish may be sealed with the aqua gloss. Do not use decal solutions directly on this product. All right, so we're hoping from reading that the one with the aqua gloss in the end should look better. But I did go ahead and get the solvent base because I just want to see. The whole point of learning is, yes, I know what they recommend, but why not try it? It might do something that we could use differently down the road. So let's get this loaded up in the airbrush and let's get these guys turned into a chrome. Get it shook up real good. Get my pressure adjusted down. All right. do one more white coat. I need to just stop at one coat. And hopefully going 2 coats wasn't a mistake. We'll find out. The first coat had that really good deep black behind the chrome, and it had a good reflective color. I'm just letting them kind of set for a second when I clean my airbrush. So hopefully as these dry, they'll kind of get that reflective property back. If not, because these need to dry for 6 hours. If I don't see it coming back really good, we will go ahead and do one with a seam. Get two more lures prepped up, and I might not do them on camera, but get them prepped up and done up with a single coat. Let me zoom in and show you what we got going on here. All right, so this one here, I mean, it does have a kind of like that foiling tape that you use on ductwork. It does have a little bit of reflectiveness to it. Now it's not cured, so that might come out better, but it still is a little foggy. This one, a little bit of reflectiveness to it. You can definitely tell areas where it had a little lighter coats look better. So yeah, I might do that, because it's going to take, like I said, 6 hours. So these won't be ready because it's late at night right now. So when I get home from work tomorrow, these will be ready for their protective coat. I mean, you can see the difference in quality. The aqua gloss is definitely a lot shinier than the one with the solvent, which according to the bottle, it's meant to have the aqua gloss. So I have higher hopes with this one. I really do, as of right now. But I might, like I said, later tomorrow, behind the scenes, get some done up with a single pass, because I really like the way that looked. But this is what we got so far. Our first adventure into chrome paint. So we're going to let these set for 6 hours, and then tomorrow when I get home from work, we will get the protective coat put on top of them and see what happens. Because the next step is a protective coat, then let it dry, and then a clear coat. The actual results won't be actually known until the clear coat, but I kind of have my favorite as of right now. So see y'all in 6 hours. All right, well, it is the next day, so we definitely have our 6 hours in. So do you notice what I'm noticing? See the difference in the reflective qualities? So this one's the one we've been doing with the aqua gloss. Now, it does recommend that you take, after that 6 hours, you take a good clean soft cloth and gently wipe off the surface. And so what I used is a microfiber cloth that has a thick, a fluffy side. And I gently wiped it off. Now I did notice a difference. If I would have honestly thought there was a difference, I'd have done it on camera. But it definitely shines a lot better. That is, I mean, it still has a little bit of a gray tone to it, as you see, but the reflective quality is really, really good so far. The one with the clear coat, it's still reflective, but it's a reflective gray. So I'm not expecting much out of this one, but as always, this is a test. This is the first time we're doing this, so we're getting to experience this together. So the next step is to put a protective layer over the chrome, since it is now has 6+ hours to cure and dry. So we're going to put the aqua gloss over this one, the clear coat over this one. So again, the aqua gloss. Apply 1 to 2 medium coats of aqua gloss at 15 to 20 psi. Do not apply heavy coats to avoid sagging. So that's what we're going to do. All right. So let's make sure. Actually, I think we're going to use our normal size airbrush. I think it'll do just fine. And that's all we're going to put in there, because if I remember right, it stretched really good last time. So let's make sure it's spraying out. Yep. Okay. Now, just like before, I'm doing a really light first coat. We'll give that a second before we come back in with our second coat. That is our second coat. Now, I'm not worried about the dullness that we got right now because that chrome was a little dull, and then when it dried, it brought, everything come back. So we're going to set this to the side, and we're going to let this dry. Hopefully I got a good even coverage. Now I'm going to clean the airbrush out really quick. Swapping back and forth between water base and solvent base. You want to make sure everything's nice and clean. And once I got it all nice and clean, since we're going to a solvent base next, and we're going to run a little bit of acetone to help chase out any water and moisture. So now we're going to put a protective layer with this. 1 to 2 medium coats, 20 to 25 psi. Allow dry for 1 hour. Now these are different days that I'm recording on, but I've also got a full-time job, so I can't wait the 6 hours and stuff and do the same recording the same day. Wish I could. Just like before, I'm going to do a light first coat. In with the heavier second coat. So there's that one. So we're getting there, y'all. We're getting there. We're getting to the final results. This right now, even though these are technically clear coats that are going on, these are not my final clear coat, and these would not be your final clear coat. These clear coats, whether it's the aqua gloss or the gloss clear coat, the water based or the solvent based, these are a protective clear coat to go over the chrome. This is not your final clear coat. Your final clear coat is going to be what you choose to use as a clear coat. Myself, it will be automotive clear coat. But you should be able to achieve whatever results I'm getting, doing it the same way I'm doing it. So like I said, this one's the one with the solvent base. I've not got a whole lot of hopes for it. I think it's going to be a good metallic silver with a little bit of a shine and luster to it. But I definitely don't think that's going to have the chrome effect. but we will definitely find out. Like I said, both of these need to dry. I'll show you what they look like right next to each other. This is the one done with the water-based aqua gloss. It's already starting to get some of its shine back now that it's drying. But we're going to set these to the side. We're going to let them dry. The next video will be after they dry. We'll be applying a clear coat on them, showing you what they look like with the clear coat going on. And then the final video, so there should be two more, or not, I say videos because I'm videoing these, recording these on different days. The next cut screen will be doing the clear coat, and then the following cut screen after that will be the final results once the clear coat is good and dry, and kind of getting our evaluation. So hopefully y'all are liking it so far. So I will see y'all when them dry, probably tomorrow. All right. Well, these are all good and dry, so we're going to get clear coats on today. You still see which one has a little bit more shine to it. As I said, this one is the one that has the aqua gloss. A little on the gray side, but still got a reflectiveness to it. This one is definitely on the gray side. Got a little bit of reflectiveness you see in person, but not on camera. So this one I have very little faith in. This one with the clear coat, I think with the actual clear coat, I think is going to help it a lot. But we're going to find out because we're getting ready to clear coat them and see what happens. So let me get my mask on, because I am using an automotive clear coat. So I am wearing a respirator. So yeah, kind of stick around, watch the results. When I get done, take my mask off, and we'll talk about what we see while it's wet. And then later on this evening or tomorrow, once the clear coat's good and dry, we'll do a final analysis. So let's get this going. let that first little thin coat kind of tack off a little bit, because with the automotive stuff, I do have to put on a thin coat. That needs to flash for a little bit, get a little tacky before I come back in with the second coat. But we can kind of recap what we've done so far. So we prepped the lure. That way the plastic had a little bit of a tooth to it. That's something I personally believe that needs to be done. Just scuff it up with a maroon Scotch pad. Then we put a black primer down. Then a black gloss. Then on top of the black gloss, after it dried, we put the appropriate clear coat. So for the aqua one, the water-based one, we put the water-based clear coat. For the solvent-based one, we put the solvent-based clear coat on over the gloss black. The purpose for doing that with the gloss black was to help kind of make sure everything's nice and smooth still yet. And then on top of that, then we put our chrome down. Once that was dry, we put a protective layer of the appropriate clear coat from Alclad, because you need, from everything I've read, it needs that protective barrier over top of the chrome. What that does is it protects it from the solvents of the clear coat, which is why I've honestly figured from the get-go the solvent-based one, even though it's Alclad, was definitely not going to work out. We'll definitely find out. But it gives it a protective barrier. It keeps the solvents from attacking that chrome. So I do have hopes for the aqua. Like I said, here in a minute we'll take that down. We'll put their next coat on them. And yeah, so that's where we are so far. Hopefully y'all are liking the video. It's definitely been a long one for me to put all this together. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get that second coat on these lures. There's our two coats. I know there was a jump in the frames. I bumped the camera. So like I said, there's the first one. You can see that it has a good relative reflection to it. This one is more dull. It does have a reflection, but it's a little more dull. Again, this is the aqua. This is the solvent-based one. So we'll probably, it'll take a couple hours to get them where they'll be able to be handled. So we'll give them a couple more hours, and then we'll come back and we'll take a good look at them and see what we think. So stay tuned. All right, everybody. Well, it's a new day, and I got some things to show y'all. So the clear coat on these are nice and dry. So let's get the camera angled where y'all can see a little bit better here. Let's do a little zoom action. All right. The first one we're going to do is I'm going to show them individually. So here is the chrome after clear coat. This one was, it had the solvent based, or I'll show you the product. The chrome was sprayed with the gloss clear coat by Alclad. So what that means is when I put the chrome down after it dried for 6 hours minimum, I put a protective layer of this on top of the chrome, then I let that cure out, and then I put my own clear coat on there. Now it is reflective, but it is got a heavy gray color to it. I still think, like, if you're doing candies and stuff like that, that this would be a really good base for doing candy and transparent colors and stuff, to kind of keep that shine and to have a little shine, a little reflectiveness. Now, I know that most people probably wouldn't clear coat and then paint, because using like KBS, BSI, epoxies of any kind, it's going to be a little thicker, and you don't want to put a whole lot of layers of epoxy on and have that high build. It is definitely, you actually have a lot more flexibility using an automotive spray, but I might later on try this with like a rattle can clear to see what that would do. Y'all just let me know in the comments what you would like me to try and see what it does. But that's what you have there. Now the next one, we put the Aqua Gloss Clear on top of the chrome after it dried. So you still have a little bit of a graying going on, but as you can see already, it is a lot more reflective. Has a little bit better mirror. Now this is my first time doing chromes as well, so if it can only get better from here, then this would definitely be a really good option. I mean, you can see my thumb in there. It definitely has a lot more shine, a little bit less of that gray effect. I mean, you can get it, you see it there, but the overall shine is pretty good. So this one was primed black, then put a gloss black down, and then I believe, and this is on both of these, we just used the particular product for each one, I put a coat of the Aqua Gloss on top of the black, and then we put the chrome. Once the chrome was dry, we put Aqua Gloss back on top of it, and then after that was all nice and dry, we put our clear coat on there. And you see what it looks like. So I think, honestly, for my first time, kind of diving into this type of paint, that this come out as a really good chrome lure. It's definitely not electroplated. It's not the chemical chrome. I mean, it definitely isn't as shiny as that, but it's a good substitute. Now, if y'all remember, I told you I was going to try a little bit different with another lure. Well, instead of using another lure, I used a spoon. And what I did different is I went ahead and went with the aqua gloss setup because I had a lot better outcome with it. And I did it on a spoon. And this is with BSI clear coat. This is not an automotive clear coat. It's really close. The only difference that I did was when I put the chrome on, I put a little less layer. So when I put the chrome on, it still had a slight, almost like a black chrome. And I let the chrome cure. And I put the aqua gloss on top of it to protect the chrome. And once that was cured, then I put BSI clear coat on here. I mean, look at what you got going on here. You can see. So definitely light coats with the chrome. And if it's still a little on like what I call a black chrome, you might actually wind up with a better reflective surface. I mean, this isn't bad, don't get me wrong. It's really close, but it's definitely got a little bit more silver to it. So you'll have to kind of, as you spray it, how you spray and everything will definitely determine your outcome. Low pressure, thin coats. Don't take it all the way to gray. Stop while it's still just a little black. And I do recommend trying it on spoons and figuring out how you need to spray it beforehand. But that is a really nice chrome. I mean, you can see me all the way back here at the phone. So that's what we have. That's our wrap up. I recommend to use the aqua gloss setup. Do not use the gloss clear coat unless you're okay with a more silver chrome. If you're looking for a more true chrome, use the aqua gloss. And again, the way that process is done is you'll put a black clear coat down. After the black clear coat is down, put your gloss black base on. Once that dries, that needs to dry. Let's see here. It should say on here. That needs to set overnight to dry. Now, once that sets overnight, go ahead and come in and put you a layer of this aqua gloss on there. And what that aqua gloss will help do is if there is any roughness in the black, it will help kind of smooth that out and give you a little bit. The smoother the finish, the better at every step. So that's what I did there. After the aqua gloss was dry, we come in and we sprayed the chrome. And like I said, I just did a really thin coats at low pressure because it does recommend 12 to 15 psi. And I kept it, and on this, I kept it a little bit lighter as far as the amount of coats. It still had a dark look to it, but it seemed to be more reflective. Where if I would have went another coat on top of this, I think it would have went more to what this one is. A little bit more to the silver and a little less reflective. So then after that was put on, we wait. Let me get to the directions on here. It doesn't have a dry time, but I gave it, I want to say I gave it about an hour, maybe 30 minutes to an hour of letting this dry. And once this dries, once this is good and dry, after 30 minutes to an hour, it should be good. You'll take a microfiber cloth, and this will create, once this dries, there'll be like a dust on top. Just take that microfiber cloth, gently wipe off and buff the chrome. Don't scrub it, just gently wipe it off, and you'll see that that dust comes off there. Once you get all that wiped off, go ahead and spray you a protective coat of the Aqua Gloss on there. Now, once you get this on there, wait 6 hours. Let this sit on there for 6 hours, and after that 6 hour point, you can either paint on top of it or clear coat. So hopefully this video helped y'all. If you have any questions, please feel free to use that comment section. Ask them questions. We will try and figure this out together. I really hope this video was very helpful. I am looking into other chrome products and seeing if maybe they might do better. I will be continuing the practicing of this system to see if I can figure out a better way. Let me go ahead and turn my camera around here if I can. So actually I'll probably have to stop the recording, so give me just a second. All right, we got it turned around. But I have no problem letting y'all know if I find out anything new about this chrome, if I find other tips and tricks that make it turn out better, and letting y'all know. This is what I'm here for. Trying to help y'all figure stuff out. It helps me figure stuff out, learn new stuff as well. This was definitely a very fun adventure. Again, this is all funded, out of my pocket, so it does take a little bit of time to try new products. But if this was helpful, please let me know. If you found it interesting, or even just halfway watchable, like and subscribe. Give me some comments. Let me know what you would like to see next, or what you would like to potentially tackle next. And we'll see what we can do. But hopefully this helped. I know it helped me a lot. It gave me something new to play with. So I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And I appreciate all my subscribers, and I appreciate everyone that has watched. But there you are. And we'll talk to y'all later on the next video.